One, you gotta remember, I come from the land of Japan. And as we all know, Japan bodies all y'all friends.
Hi there, everybody. This is Steve Jurek with Dot Esports, and I am here with the former and soon to be again IWGP Intercontinental Champion, Mr. Kenny Omega. Kenny, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me on today.
Thank you for taking the time to be with us. For those of our fans who don't know what Kenny Omega is all about, what are you doing right now in New Japan?
Well, New Japan Pro Wrestling right now is the single most thriving company in the country, and as you had mentioned, I was the former IWGP Intercontinental Champion, and generally that's on the same level as our major belt. So with that comes a very tough schedule. I'm on all the main shows. I'm on either semi or main events. It's a tough schedule, but I like to squeeze in some games when I can, and that's what brings us to CEO 2016.
Some of the people who have seen you before, they've seen some more humorous clips. They've seen you wrestle a 9-year-old girl. They've seen you hit Zangief's Ultra 1 on Blow Up Doll. How has the transition been from doing more comedic things to the more serious things you're doing right now?
I like to consider myself an all-round player, not only in video games, but in life, in my job as a professional wrestler. I think if you go to a movie and you want everyone in the audience to be completely satisfied, everyone from all age categories, you need to have a smorgasbord of entertainment aspects. So to sometimes add a little bit of comedy spice into what you do, I think it's important. If we were always serious in every match, I don't think wrestling would be that interesting, and that's just my personal opinion. So in my matches, from an athletic standpoint, I like to show power, speed, agility. I like to show a little bit of everything, but same goes for the stories I tell. Sometimes I'll tell a real fight story. Sometimes I'll get a little goofy and it'll be a little comedic. Sometimes, we'll take it hardcore. I like being able to have a tool chest with every variety of tool that you can imagine so that people can appreciate my matches on multiple levels.
We saw a little bit of that tool set in your exhibition last night against Xavier Woods. How did that all come together?
If I'm to be honest, I was doing commentary with Mike Ross, and from a distance, I saw a very familiar face enter the backstage area. I'm not sure if it was captured on camera, but you see me break character. I went, oh, because I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe he showed up. I've got a real wicked schedule with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like it keeps me busy way more often than I'm not. We did a 21-day tour, and 18 of those days were matches. So that's the schedule in Japan, and I know that the WWE schedule is very similar. So for us to both have that same section of free time, to be in the same city on the planet, how do you not be shocked? Not only that, but then show up and then want to play games. I don't know. It was one of those serendipitous occasions in life, and I'm glad it worked out, and especially at CEO.
Yeah, I want to talk about that schedule in just a second, but I'm honestly surprised that they let you run that match after you super kicked the head TO the other night. What was going through your... Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. Look at this guy. This guy comes up, low blows somebody, no class. But you mentioned the schedule.
Luckily, I'm happy I wore my cup for this interview.
Esports is a dangerous thing.
Yes.
Your schedule is so loaded with your work in New Japan. How do you manage to take time out and play with as busy of a schedule as you have?
You have to manipulate your schedule to find the time. For example, when I was getting sessions in before coming out to CEO, I had to take like a 4-hour bullet train to get back to Tokyo to go to their weeklies, and then take the early morning bullet train to head back to where the venue was, where I was wrestling the next day. If I didn't do that, there was nowhere for me to play. So I just had to find the most viable possible route to get practice time in so that I would show up and look like I knew what I was doing. I mean, I want to be able to hang, you know what I mean? I want to be able to not just say that I like Street Fighter, because there are a lot of Street Fighter fans and there are a lot of people that just like to spectate. But if Alex Jabali is giving me the opportunity to be on stage and play the game, then my goodness, you know, I want to play the game for these people. If I fail or if I lose, that's no big deal. I also just love the game. So if you love something, you'll find time to play.
Obviously, you were victorious in your match against Xavier Woods in Street Fighter. That wasn't the case in DDR.
Now, that is open to opinion. Now, if you look at the score, someone had a much higher score than Xavier. If you looked at the perfect step count, someone had a much higher perfect step count than Xavier. Why was the grade ranking lower? I have no clue. You got me! You got me! Call it how you want it. I look at it as a victory. Some may say Xavier won. That's up to fan perception. You guys can study the tapes, make the decision yourself. I think I won. Others may disagree.
What are your thoughts right now on the current state of Street Fighter V? We've had Justin the other day say he really loves the game. We've had a couple people say they're not really feeling it right now. Where do you stand in all that?
I love the core fighting game engine. It feels. I mean, when you hit crush counters, you feel the impact, and then you get excited for the upcoming huge burst of combo. A lot of people said that they dislike. A lot of my friends. We're talking about like casual guys. They dislike that there's not really a comeback mechanism in the game, but I think that there actually is with certain characters. And with Alex, you know, his V trigger is definitely a comeback mechanism. And you know, I used to play Cody, and he was really good with burst damage. If you got a full combo with Cody, you see the life just melt away. And Alex, if you're hitting, you know, huge combos, especially resets, in one fell swoop, you can take off 50, 60% of a guy's life bar. And moments like that, I love that. You know, I love that. With Street Fighter, you know, there's definitely an emphasis on footsies, neutrals, using your normals effectively. So for there to be the human chess match in the neutral, leading into that burst damage, it's a great feeling when you're the guy giving out that damage. So I really love the game, and I just can't wait until we have, you know, the finished cast. I mean, I love it as it is now, and I always get excited for the next DLC character, and then I'm excited for the next one, and the next one, and the next one. I can't wait until we have, like, the Street Fighter 4 cast of, like, 44 people. That would be, it's going to be awesome.
All right, so was this your first American fighting game tournament?
It was my first tournament ever, so yes, my first.
Here's the big question. Will this be your last?
No. I've already been, speaking with some dudes here, tournament organizers, and I'm looking at my schedule and trying to see if things match up. Whenever I can make it out to another one, I want to be there. And when or where it will be, I don't know, but this will not be my last. Mark my words.
I've got one more thing to ask you. You follow the FGC a pretty good deal, I'd say. Who in your mind is the one guy who would have the most success in the world of professional wrestling?
Mike Ross. Easily Mike Ross. I'm surprised when I hear the way he controls a crowd, when I see how good he is on a mic. I wonder how he wasn't involved in wrestling to begin with. Mike Ross is like the pro wrestling personality that never was.
So are we going to see Mike Ross versus Kenny Omega at the next event?
He sort of issued a light challenge for, I don't know, some after hours stuff. So we'll see how it goes.
Do you want to make any sort of official response to the people right now? He is allegedly a man of the people.
Mike Ross is a man of the people. That he is. I, however, don't have any personal beef with Mike. I always felt that if Mike made the transition into doing what I do, that we'd be on the same side. So I'll tell you what, I'll play him casually. We'll see how heated it gets. Maybe something develops from there.